Hey guys, so today I am finally starting my first epoxy project. So I wanted to start working with epoxy for quite some time now, and today I would like to make 3 or 4 epoxy boards. It just seems like a good project to start with, just because it should be pretty easy, and it doesn't require a ton of epoxy, unlike like a bigger table or even a coffee table. Any mistake there gets pretty expensive pretty quickly. So I'd like to start with a smaller project, just in case I would mess something up. So I would like to start by removing the bark from these oak boards and cleaning up the edges, and then figure out kind of the layout for the boards. And I would like to prepare the forms for that as well. So that's the plan, and let's just go ahead and do it. Okay, so that is taking quite a long time with this sander, and I want to see if I can clean up those edges a little bit faster with an angle grinder. Okay, so the forms are almost done. One last thing I would like to do with this is I have a tape that's supposed to be anti-adhesive. I'll see whether I can just get away with not using any sort of mold release and just covering the inside of the form with this tape. But I would like to wait for that because the silicone is not cured yet. It's still pretty sticky, so I'm gonna wait for that. And in the meantime, I would like to test one more thing, which is I would like to, with 2 of these boards, I'd like to seal the edges with a clear epoxy, just to see whether it makes any sort of a difference with the looks and stuff like that. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Okay, so I think I am all set for the first pour, so let's go do it. Okay, so I think that all of the epoxy has cured. So these two boards were in the molds for a little over 3 weeks, and these two to my right for a little over 2 weeks. So I think it's time to pull all of them out of the molds and see what we got. So let's go do it. Okay, so I got all the boards out of the molds, and I have two things I want to share with you. So starting with pulling this out of the molds, it did not go graceful at all. I pretty much had to tear the molds apart to get them out, but it wasn't bad either, so kind of somewhere in the middle. The thing number two is the tape I was testing that was supposed to be anti-adhesive actually worked pretty good. The epoxy didn't stick to it at all. So that's awesome and something that I'll be using in the future. Yeah, so the plan for now is to take all of these boards to the planer and make them flat on both sides. So that's the plan, and let's go do it. Okay, so all the boards are sanded and I am pretty much ready to apply oil. So for that I will be using Rubio monocoat that I have left from some of my previous projects. For my previous boards I used mineral oil, but I actually don't know how it reacts with epoxy. So I'm just gonna use the Rubio monocoat. Yeah, and I think that's it. So let's go do it. Okay, so the boards are done, but before I show them to you, there is one last thing I want to make, and that is stands for these boards. So let's go make them. Okay, so what I'm thinking about is two types of stands, both very simple. One from literally one piece of wood, and the second one from three pieces of wood glued together. So both very simple, and you'll start in a moment. And I want to make them from these offcuts from the leftover wood I have from the boards. So let's go make them. Okay, so I kinda got bored like mid it into hand sanding and went back to my power sander, which I guess was a good idea because it sounded a bit better and quite a lot faster. So now what's left is just applying the oil. Okay, so the boards are done and I think they look great. So I had a lot of fun building them and certainly learned a lot about working with epoxy and whatnot. And who knows, maybe next time I'll have the opportunity to build something a little bit bigger, but that's for another time. For now, thank you guys for watching and I will see you in the next one.